All right, we're going to start this unit on calculating percentages. I'm probably going to break this up into two parts. So this is going to be part one. We'll start with finding the percent of a number. And it's very easy. Let me put this on a thicker weight. So we're going to be finding a percent of a number. All right, so the first thing you want to do is change percent to a decimal. And let me tell you, to change a percent to a decimal is very easy. All you have to do to change a percent to a decimal, I don't like the M, is to slide your decimal two places to the left. Or divide by 100. Okay, so that's how you change percent to a decimal. I always remember, if you're going from percent to decimal, you look at what you're going to. So we're going to a decimal, and decimal has an L in it. L for move the decimal to the left twice, okay? All right, and after you change your percent to a decimal, what you want to do, number two, is multiply the decimal by the number given. Okay, some examples of finding percents of numbers would be A, just the percent of some number. Like if we say find 60% of, and we'll say 90, okay? That's finding a percent of a number. Or finding tags, if we say there is a 10% tax to the subtotal. Subtotal is just what you owe before tax. Or commission. Real estate agents or people who sell cars, collect commission. Commission is basically when you earn money, a percentage for every dollar of sales that you sell, item that you sell. So, for instance, you may receive 5% commission on $10,000 in sales. That means that for every dollar you sell, you get 5 pennies, because 5% is 5 cents, basically. So you get a nickel for every dollar. So suppose you sold, an item for $1, then you get 1 nickel. If you sold an item for not $1, but $2, then you would get 2 nickels, or 10 cents. If you sold an item for $3, you get 3 nickels, or 15 cents. But the easiest way is to take your nickel and multiply it by the top number of dollars. Okay. And that's how we figure out how much commission is, which is what you get to keep. The part of the sale you get to keep. Okay. So like right here, if you sell $1 worth of material, you get to keep 5 cents and the company gets to keep 95. If you sell $2 with a 5% commission, you get to keep 10 cents and the company keeps 90 cents. If you sell $3 worth of material, you get to keep 15 cents and the company will keep, excuse me, let me fix this. $3, it's going to keep $2.85. If you sell $2, they're going to keep $1.90 because you only get to keep 10. If you sell $1, then you keep a nickel and they keep 95 cents, okay? But you see how this works. You keep a nickel for every dollar of sales. That's what commission is. Or if you had a 10% commission, you get to keep a dime, or 10 cents. If you had a 15% commission, you get to keep 15 cents for every dollar. amount of sales. All right, finding a discount. It's like if you go in a clothing store and they say we have a sale, and it says that maybe item is 45% off, which means it's a 45% discount. They've reduced it. Okay. So this is examples of finding percents of a number. Finding up a regular percent of a number, finding tags, finding the tags, which means you got to find a percent of a number, finding the commission that you get to keep, or finding the discount, the amount that somebody is going to take off at a register or at a store, something like that. All right, so let's get started with the examples. It says a sweater is priced at $42.99, but it's on sale for 30% off. Okay, what is the discount? So all you're going to do, because it's asking for, you got to figure out what is 30% of $42.99. So what you're going to do is you're going to change 30% to a decimal. So you're going to slide it 2 places to the left. So if you don't see a decimal at a number, it's at the end, and then that's 2 places left. So we're going to multiply 0.30 times 42, the number we were given. Again, we're just following this. Change the percent to a decimal, and then multiply the decimal by the number given. I changed my percent to a decimal, and I'm going to multiply by the number given. You can also, instead of 0.30, you can write it as 0.3 and drop that 0 at the end. You don't have to, but it's going to give you the same thing if you punch either one in the calculator. All right, so I'm using the calculator, and I'm sure there's a calculator you can use. There's one on the Chromebook you can use. All right, so I'm going to take $42.99 and then multiply by 0.3, and it will give us this number. Okay, so money isn't written like that. So what I'm going to do is round this off to dollars and cents. So instead of 89 cents, this tells me to make this thing, because that's a 7. If this number is 5 or more, round up. If it's 4 or less, then the number is going to stay when you round. It doesn't move at all. But since this is a 7, that 7 tells 89 cents to go to the next, to add a penny, basically. 89 cents plus a penny would be 90 cents. So we'll say that the discount is $12.90. That's how much they would take off of $42.90. And then you would end up with what you would pay for the sweater, but they just want the discount. So this is the discount. So it's $12.90 off. All right, B. In a survey of 400 people, 42 reported pizza as their favorite meal. So 42% reported pizza as their favorite meal. How many other people like pizza? Well, how many people are there? There are 400 people. But in order to figure out, not all of those 400 like pizza. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the percentage of people. What number does this percent represent? So the percent is 42 people represent like of those that reported, okay, that they like pizza. So those that were reported, total in all of it in this survey was 400. So you're going to find 42% of 400. So you're going to do 0.42 times 400. Remember, if you don't see a decimal in a number, you put it in the back and move it 2 places to the front, okay? So we're going to find 42% of 400. It's almost half of them, but not quite. Half would be 50%. So that's 168. Okay, 168 people that was surveyed like pizza. I knew this would be close to what half is. 50% of 400 is 200 people. Which means half of 400 is 200. but 42% is a little less than 50%. So I knew that this number was going to be less than 200, okay? Just estimate off the top. But this is what we want. All right, Glenn makes 4% commission on sales. So Glenn gets to keep 4 cents for every $1 in sales, basically. If he makes $12,000, how much commission does he make? So the company will keep some amount, but Glenn will also get 4% of it. So I'm going to figure out what is 4% of $12,000. How much is Glenn going to keep? So if I get 4 pennies 12,000 times, what's that going to be? 4 pennies. And remember, if you don't see a decimal in a number for 4%, you put the decimal at the end and move it 1, 2, in the empty spot, you put a 0, okay? What is 4 pennies 12,000 times? Okay, so I'm just going to take my calculator and multiply that out. So I have 4 pennies 12,000 times. That means Glenn would get to keep $480 in commission. And let's look at D. It says Jaden's first grade class won an award for raising the most money. So 60% of what? The 30 students chose pizza party for the award. So how many students wanted the pizza party? Well, it tells us what percentage of students wanted the pizza party. So 6% of the 30 students wanted the pizza party. So that's just a percentage, not the actual number. So I'm going to change this to a decimal. That's 0.60 times 30, or that's 0.6 times 30. So you just multiply that out. You take your calculator and you multiply 0.6 times 30, and we come up with 18. So 18 out of the 30 students elected to have a pizza party. Okay? 18 elected to have a pizza party. So that's 18 of the 30 students, so 12 students didn't want a pizza party. Maybe they wanted ice cream or something like that. Or to watch a movie. All right, let's look at E. Dillard's is having a Columbus Day sale, and shorts that are originally priced at $20 are marked down 15%. What is the amount off? Okay, so this again is a discount. So they're marked down. So 15% would come off of $20, the original price. So got to figure out what is 15% of $20. It's going to be 0.15 times 20. So we're going to punch in 0.15 times 20 using the calculator. And we see we get 3. So we're going to take $3 off because it only asks for the discount, okay? Or the amount off. All right, my Verizon plan is normally $130 a month, but I get an 18% discount just for being a state employee, like a teacher. I get an 8% discount. So how much is my discount on my bill? So I get 18% off of that $130 bill. So that's going to be 0.18 times 130. Let's see how much they take off of my bill. So we're going to get 0.18 times 130. So that in the calculator, you're going to get this, but you just add a 0 to make it look like money. So every month I get $23.40 taken off my bill. So my bill is not really 130, it's 130 minus that amount. But they only ask for the amount off. They didn't ask what the bill would be after the amount was taken off. Just what's the amount off. All right, G, my subtotal, which is the total before tax, at a bookstore came to $11.76. With a 7% tax, tax is something that they add onto your bill. How much is added onto the bill? And taxes are used to help support schools. They're also used to help build bridges and roadways, and support any governmental needs. Okay. And if it's a 7% state tax, then it's helping that money is going to your state. You have federal taxes to come out of your check every week or month, however you get paid. They go straight to the federal government. But let's just see how much tax is going to be added on. So basically, they're going to add on 7 pennies for every $1. But we got $11.76. So we're going to figure out what is 7 pennies 11 times, 11.76 times. So I'm going to figure out 7% of this. So what is 7 cents this amount of times? So we're going to take 0.07 and multiply it by 11.76. And this is the number we get, guys. Now, money, since we're talking about money, only go to the nearest hundred, which is where that 2 is. But this 3 will tell us whether to leave this at 82 cents or go to 83 cents. Remember, if it's 5 or more, the number goes up. If it's 4 or less, the number stays the same. Okay? All right, so that 3 is less, 4 less, fits in this category. So 82 cents is going to stay at 82 cents. So it's going to be an 82 cents tax, which is an 82 cents add on to the bill. All right, let's look at H. You earn 10% commission on furniture sales. This week, you sold $4,000 in furniture. The goal for the week, though, is to earn $700 in commission. All right, so how much more in commission do you need to earn to reach your goal? So let's see how much commission we've earned so far just selling $4,000. So let's figure out what is 10% of $4,000. Okay, so we're going to do 0.10 times 4,000. It means you figure out what 10 cents is 4,000 times. I'm just going to punch in 0.1 times 4,000. I don't need that zero, but you can keep it if you want to. So 0.1 times 4,000 is $400. So right now, you've only earned $400 in commission. But the question said, how much more commission do you need to earn? 700. Okay. So if you're at 400, but you need to get to $700 in commission, how much more do you need? Well, you need 300 more dollars in commission. Which means you got to get out there and make some more sales. Like $3,000 basically. And more sales to get a $300 commission, all right? Now we're going to take a look at I. All I did was subtract those two numbers, guys. 700 minus 400 will give us that how much more always means subtract anyway. It'll give us how much more we need, but common sense will tell you if you're at 4 and you need to get to 7, you need 300 more. All right, let's take a look at I. You manage a high-end retail store. One of your employees earns a monthly salary of $1,500. So they're going to get this This is guaranteed money every month, okay? And then plus a 7.5% commission on her total sales for the month. So you have 7.5 commission on these sales. Plus, she's going to get this base salary. She's guaranteed this anyway. So she's guaranteed $1,500 no matter what. So if she doesn't sell a thing, she gets $1,500. So let's take a look and see if her last month she sold $55,340 in merchandise. Let's figure out how much commission she's made. It says before taxes, how much did she make in the salary last month? So, when you work, they take taxes out. They got FICA, FICA. They got the federal taxes they take out. They take out state taxes and amongst some other things that they take out of your check. But let's take a look at before they took any money out of her check, any taxes out of her check, how much she made. Well, she made 7.5% on commission. So 7.5%, slide your decimal 2 places to the left. Now your decimal's not at the end now, it's right here. So you go 2 from here. So that's going to give us 0.075 times what was the amount of sales? $55,340. So let's figure out what this number is, that amount of times. So I'm going to punch that in. So you have 0.075 times 55,340. So far, you have $4,150, and you have a 5 there. Just put a 0 and 50 cents. That's what you've made in commission. But the thing this says is that there is a base salary, regardless of what she sells. She didn't have to sell a thing. A salary is something you're guaranteed. So we got to add in her salary. That's that guaranteed salary. So when we take that $4,150.50 and add $1,500 to it, we know that you've made $5,650.50 before taxes are taken out. Okay. All right. So that video is only for finding percents of numbers like I did. All right. The next video is going to be finding totals after percent markup or markdown. So that means you're not just looking for the discount. You're looking for the total after the discount. You're not just looking for the tax or tip. You're looking for the total after the tax or tip is added. Reduction in amounts. So you're looking for the total after some amount is subtracted. Markups and amounts. You're looking for total after some amount has been added or marked up, okay? So we're going to work in the second video on finding totals. We're also going to work on how to calculate percentages. And the last video, because I'm going to do 3 of them, the last video will be on reverse percentages, okay? All right, I'll create part 2 in just a minute.